What's going on, everybody? It's Unboxing Reviews here, and welcome back to another Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order news update. So, just when you thought that we'd covered all of the latest news on this game, I actually managed to discover yet another trailer, and in this video, I'm of course going to be breaking down the whole thing. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first up here, of course, we can see some brand new gameplay of the Incredible Hulk, as he punches a group of rafting mates before smashing the ground, sending all nearby enemies flying. Next up, nothing too special here, but this is definitely a brand new shot of Raccoon and Groot, and as we can see from the background, they are definitely in the level where the Guardians of the Galaxy team up with Spider-Man to take down the Sandman, which we of course saw in the very first trailer for this game. Up next, we get a look at what is probably going to be Rocket and Groot's Alliance Extreme Attack, which if you don't know, is the most powerful move for every playable character in this game. So in this case, Groot waves his arms around, seriously damaging the Kree soldiers, keeping them in the air, while Rocket blasts them. Now, there's nothing too special to talk about here, but this is of course another look at one of Captain Marvel's awesome new attacks being performed in Avengers Tower, which we of course already saw in the original Nintendo Direct trailer for this game. Now, here we have yet another short piece of gameplay set in Avengers Tower, but this time featuring the Hulk, Black Widow, and Iron Man, who's performing a really cool attack move where he targets multiple Ultron sentries and shoots missiles out of his back, similar to what we've seen from Stark in the movies. Next up, here we have another short piece of gameplay of Black Widow in action as she shoots at a group of the hand members using her dual pistols. And we can also see a uniquely designed hand member wearing black, which if I had to guess is probably implying that he is much stronger than your average hand enemy. Now, we saw these two characters team up already in the original Nintendo Direct trailer, but here of course we get another look at Star-Lord and Storm as she creates a tornado and lightning strike, electrifying all nearby enemies, which in this case are yet again members of the Hand. Here we get an even better close-up look at Venom before he roars and looks to be spitting some of the symbiote out of his mouth. And as I already said in my previous video, I absolutely love the design that Team Ninja have created for this character, and I seriously cannot wait to finally play as Venom in this game. Here we can see a much closer look at Black Widow, but also Falcon's armor, and I'm definitely very excited to eventually see just how Falcon will play in this game. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting, because this part of the trailer suggests that there are over 30 playable characters, which could mean that this game will have an even bigger roster than Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which I believe had 33 playable characters plus DLC, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, which only had 30 playable characters when you count DLC. And this would make a lot of sense considering the fact that Mike Jones, who is of course the Marvel Games Vice President and Executive Producer, has said that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order will be the biggest game in the series to date. So counting all confirmed characters so far, we have Wolverine, Gamora, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Drax the Destroyer, Falcon, Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Nick Fury, the Incredible Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Crystal and Lockjaw, Star-Lord, Iron Fist, Venom, and of course Storm. So if you count Crystal and Lockjaw as one character, like Rocket and Groot, as well as the hidden appearance from Vision in the game's first trailer, that would mean that only 20 characters have been revealed so far. So if we were to realistically try to predict the rest of the roster, there's still probably a few more members of the X-Men still to be revealed, as I talked about a possible hint at Cyclops being in the original Nintendo Direct trailer, not to mention the fact that Crystal and Lockjaw are still the only known Inhumans, and I can definitely see at least Black Bolt and Medusa being playable. And of course, we can't forget that Venom and the Defenders team are now confirmed, meaning that it's probably only a matter of time until Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and maybe even more playable villains are finally revealed. Plus, I'd also be surprised if Ant-Man, Wasp, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and maybe even Hawkeye or Ronin weren't in this game, although War Machine could just as easily be an alternative costume for Iron Man. But I'd imagine that Marvel Studios would more than likely want to promote the characters from Avengers Endgame in multiple Marvel games this year. So if we were to add Cyclops and another member of the X-Men, let's say just as an example Jean Grey, as well as Black Bolt, Medusa, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Ant-Man, Wasp, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Hawkeye, that would give us 32 playable characters in total. But remember that the roster is said to feature over 30 characters, so I think there's still room for the Fantastic Four, which I definitely believe will either be in the main game or added in later released downloadable content. Now then, moving on, here of course we can see our very first in-game look at the Venom Boss Battle, with Spider-Man, Wolverine, Thor, and Gamora taking on Eddie as he attacks them by dropping massive pools of the symbiote. So I'd imagine that after completion of this level, we probably unlock Venom as a playable character. Here we can see the Guardians of the Galaxy members Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket and Groot, and Drax taking on Ronan the Accuser in a brand new look at his in-game boss battle, as he slams his Cosmo Rod weapon into the ground, knocking the Guardians back. And finally, the last thing that we see in this trailer is of course Thor, Black Widow, Iron Man, and Drax taking on two massive Sentinels. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Now, I think I've covered all the latest news on this game so far, but if I hear of anything more, then I'll be sure to let you guys know as soon as possible in another news update. But all that's left to say now is that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order will be available exclusively for the Nintendo Switch sometime this summer. Anyway guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you'd like to stay up to date with the latest news on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order, then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.